all you got is your $2, your little $2 thing. And you know, you put that bag of sugar on the wrong part of the dolly, it's gonna rip.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you, man, I have my share, man. I'm telling you, man. Make you want to just leave the whole truck and everything, go home.
And you.
Why you sleeping on us? Why you sleeping on us? No cap, we gon' have to make them believe us. Yeah. Wake up, yeah. Wake up. Sleep on us. Wake up, yeah.
I never did. You gotta tell me. I never did that.
The hotels in downtown Richmond, you got to go underground. Once again, one of them things where your low bars or your straps ain't right, that stuff coming down. You got to go down a little parking garage type thing, and then you got to back into a dock.
Is this stuff on your channel, by the way? Because I know you was documenting a lot of this stuff. Was this stuff on your channel? I ain't seen none of that kind of stuff.
Oh, not at much detail, but it's on there.
Okay.
Like I'm doing my little series.
Right.
You know, I go into detail, but not like what I'm talking about right now. You know, okay. But yeah, it was time, especially like not hotels, malls carrying packs of sugar, and I ain't talking about the little packages you see at restaurants. I'm talking about the big bags of sugar.
50. No, 50.
You know what I'm saying? We're talking about 30, 40 of them, and you got to take it to the third floor in the mall. Man, you talking about you tired. You tired, man. I'm telling you, man.
You brought back some memories when you said that, because I didn't have sugar, but we had flour. I was delivering.
Oh, I had flour too?
Yeah. Delivering Wingstop, Golden Chicks. You know what I'm saying? Those fast food joints, some of the fast food, they was a staple for them. Dairy Queen. So you got milk packages. Yeah. Putting holes up in
all kind of stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I started figuring out some things, man. I told them, because I seen the only thing, they had a dolly. And the only thing was, if you by yourself, how you gonna get that? You gonna put all that sugar on a dolly going down a ramp.
See, that's what I was talking about when so you're going down, bracing yourself, like, because you're trying to balance the weight.
Yeah.
Going down, which is kind of bad for your back, right? Because you have to lean over to try. Yeah, that.
Well, I mean, not the dolly. I mean to say not the dolly. You know them little things in the hotels where you put your bags on.
Oh, those. Okay, I never.
We had some of those, but you couldn't do it by yourself going down that ramp because it will take off. The only way you could do it if you had some help. You know what I'm saying? But they had those. But most of the time I was by myself. See, the thing is about food service, once they start seeing you getting stuff off and you back home at a decent time and you don't call with no issues, they don't see no help with you no more. You know what I'm saying? There's no help no more. You by yourself all the time.
Well, I'm going to tell you what they did to us. They didn't do us like that because everything you was by yourself. You never had help. The only time we had help was summertime, and that was because they had a lot of school contracts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my actual route was school-based. I only had to deal with the mall and stuff like that when school was out. You know, whether it was spring break or the entire summer or the winter break, that's when you'll get a helper and you'll go knock out some other like city runs. But what they did with us is they gave us back hauls. If we was going too fast, like she said, you're getting out too early, they'll be like, I need you to pick up this back haul out in such and such. And that was like a regular docking job. Like you actually go somewhere, go to a dock. You know, back in, you got to check in. They tell you, hey, go to door 3, whatever. You back in, they load you up, you bring it back to the yard. But that was it, though. You didn't have to unload it.
Yeah, we had back haul. Yeah, they try to do, y'all know exactly. They try to give me the back haul stuff, but they wanted me to go all the way back to the yard, drop that 36 trailer off. They wanted me to pick up a 48.
Yes.
And they want me to go back downtown with a 48-foot trailer and back into a dock. I'm like, man, come on, man. That ain't no. I was like, I don't want to do that though. They was like, all right. They be like, all right, well, if you don't do it, then you have to face some consequences. I'm like, man, see, here we go. But then we started getting into a lot of. Because the thing about it, where I was at, the head boss of the transportation was a female. So, and she was like, she wants your ordinary female. She was one of them females that will go out there and drive that truck and hustle with you.
Okay.
She was like a tomboy type of female. But me and her got into it, you know what I'm saying, situation that happened, and somebody called on me. Somebody called on me and said that yeah, we saw a PFG truck rip my gate and ran off. So the first thing they do, they call me and they said, you're the only truck that's in that area to do that. I was like, all right, so you trying to say that I hit somebody's fence and I pretty much did a hit and run in a truck downtown. That's what you trying to tell me. They was like, well, we're going to further investigate, so you need to come back to the yard right now and park the truck, and you can't work the next day. I was like, oh, here we go with this. So I didn't work the next day. It was like a Friday. They told me not to come to work. They called me Friday. They told me, hey, you need to come in Monday and meet with the vice president. I said, don't worry about it. I'm not beating nobody. I quit. Just straight like that. I said, nah, I quit because I already knew what was going to happen. I ain't meeting with nobody, you know, and y'all not about to mark a termination on my record. I ain't never had a termination. You know what I'm saying? So I told her, nah, you good. Don't worry about it. I ain't coming to that. I quit. So around that time, I think I did 4 months with them. I started there.
You stay with them 4 months?
Yeah, I was October and I left in March. November, December, January, February, March. About 5 months. No, I left in February because it took me a while to get another job. But I left in February, and this is when the time was around that time, PFG, towards the end of PFG, I was already looking at, I didn't even know anything about trucking on YouTube. So I started looking at YouTube videos about trucking and owner operator and stuff. And I wanted to figure out how I can become an owner operator. So I started making calls and calls and calls, and nobody would take me on. We talking about I was trying to do some type of lease or lease purchase deal.
Okay.
And nobody would take me on because of my experience was considered zero experience in the OTR world. You know, and I'd never been OTR. So they was like, well, you got a 1.5 years experience pretty much, but you have no OTR experience. You have no experience in the winter. And I was like, yeah, I got experience in the winter. I drove in the winter, you know, locally. They was like, nah, not like that. They want to see you, you know, climbing mountains, winter, you know, stuff like that, real winter. So I ended up leaving PFG. Took me about a couple of weeks. Ended up getting a job with JB Hunt. So JB Hunt was my third job in trucking. So I started JB Hunt in March, and I started doing research. I didn't want to go OTR, so I found out regional was the same thing as OTR. So I landed a regional job, and they hired me with my local experience. I said, all right, bet. So I ain't gotta train with nobody. I can just hop in the truck and go, and which was cool. So I didn't have to do no training with nobody, and that was the regional was considered OTR experience. So I'm still doing watching YouTube videos, still trying to learn. I ended up starting my LLC. Started my LLC, got it going, and like I said, still continuing doing my research. I was on the I go in detail with JB Hunt, but I was on the Georgia Pacific account with JB Hunt, which is they call it GP account, which is picking up paper. How we literally go from Virginia to Georgia to northern Florida, all the way to Louisiana, and then I'll come back up to like Tennessee or Kentucky, and then I go back home. I was home every week.
So was this this was pretty much a Monday through Friday process?
Nah, it wasn't like that. They say you're home every week. They can't say what day, but you'll be home every week to do your reset. So, but usually I was home Friday and I'll get back on the truck Sunday. That's how I worked. I had a pretty cool dispatcher, so he worked it out for me while I was home by Friday, and I'll get home by Sunday. And I want to the whole time, I didn't even mention this. The whole time I'm doing this trucking, I also have a club business going on.
You run a club?
Yeah. I forgot to mention that. I had other income coming in. I've been doing the clubs. I've been doing the clubs since I was like 19, you know, and the whole time is still trying to manage his club business, you know, and
What was your role?
Huh?
What was your role? Like, were you just an investor? Was you?
Nah, I was I had my own club. I got a phone call. I got a phone call from a company, and they said, "Hey, I was telling my situation. I was looking to lease purchase a truck. They was like, hey, let's send me your information." And I sent him my information or whatever. He ran a background or whatever. He said, hey, we could take you on.